Now, Gladstone, I might say to viewers, I believe, and that's the reason I'm speaking to Colin Boyce, and we'll speak to him often until people begin to understand. This is virtually a metaphor of the problem, because Gladstone is the world's fourth largest coal exporting terminal. There's a huge agricultural sector around Gladstone producing food and fibre, not for us, for the world, and heavy engineering and a transport sector of road, rail and shipping. So basically, Colin, your electorate is an economic powerhouse that generates the wealth of Australia, but under Labor's energy policy, you will have no power.
Yeah, and I mean, the reality of it, Alan, is that places like Central Queensland, and particularly my electorate of Flynn, as you've pointed out, is the economic engine room of Australia. The gas industry, the coal industry, heavy engineering, agriculture, all of these things are what generates income for the economy of Australia. Every time a boat leaves the port of Gladstone, it either full of coal, full of gas, alumina, Gladstone's a multi-commodity shipping port. That's what generates the income for Australia. That's what pays for schools. Yeah. That's what pays for our roads and our bridges and the wages of our public servants, our hospitals, our nurses, our doctors. If we are proposing to shut down these industries, how on earth are we going to generate an income to afford, the lifestyles that most Australians enjoy?
Absolutely. And for those out there who say, and the many in the Liberal Party, these wets like Birmingham and co, it was a climate change election and we've got to start changing our policy. We've got to get closer to Labor on climate change or we're going to lose votes. Well, the people in the centre of it, at the vortex of this, in Colin's electorate, they know what this is all about and they voted for this bloke overwhelmingly. The Greens hardly got a vote in the place. So, I mean, there's been no explanation, Colin, as to what net zero legislation will have on people's lives. But I have a concern here. I mean, where is the coalition, your coalition, firmly and openly opposing this nonsense?
Well, absolutely, Alan, and the whole point is that what becomes of people's futures, what becomes of their jobs? Here I am trying to lobby my colleagues as well as lobby the federal government to answer these simple questions. What becomes of the future of these people's jobs?
I mean, in your electorate, almost everyone in your electorate is connected to agriculture, mining resources, heavy industry, power generation and transport. I mean, the Central Highlands Regional Council, which is based in Emerald, derives approximately half its rate revenue from the coal and resource sector. Now, Bowen wants to see the demise of coal and gas industries. Where does the revenue come from just for your local government?
Well, correct, absolutely correct. And that's absolutely right. Half of the revenue of the Central Highlands Regional Council comes from the mining and resource sector. If we're not going to have a mining and resource sector, there's no rate revenue. Therefore, you've got no council. So please answer that one, Mr. Bowen.
Yeah,
how is a large regional council to derive an income? Somebody in Sydney, please answer that question.
I agree with you. That's why you're on this program.
I'm at a loss.
That's why I'm talking to you. I'm at a loss too. I mean, as you brilliantly say, and all this is based on computer modelling, and yet when you look at climate, atmospheric and ocean temperature models over the last decades, all have been checked with actual measurements and all the predictions have been wrong.